The horizons of your universe are about to expand. Knowledge Adventure proudly presents The Discoverers.
We are all discoverers, piecing together the puzzle for the first time.
Look up at the pool of the sun. The corona is huge.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Totalité!
When I returned with news of passage to the Great South Sea, Captain General Magellan wept for joy. But he proved that no place on Earth is beyond the reach of man.
-1 minute 50 seconds and counting. Go for auto sequence start.
NASA's Magellan spacecraft was launched from the space shuttle over a year ago.
Magellan is deployed.
Now it's approaching Venus, 147 million miles away. Eric DeYoung devised a way to use the computer data to actually fly us over the surface of the planet so I could really see the geology of the Artemis Trough. Eric, how fast are we going? Studying the Magellan data really gives us new insights into the basic processes that shape Venus and the Earth.
When people ask me what I do, I say my job is to see what others have seen, but to try to find something new in it. My work is based on the people who went before me. It's really one generation building on the last. What Isaac Newton called standing on the shoulders of giants.
We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time.
With computer-generated simulations, virtual learning games, and an extended learning module that enables you to carry your newfound knowledge into the world, the movie is just the beginning.
At the center of the universe is the Earth. The colors of the rainbow are all contained.
This simulation allows you to map the surface feature. You have selected Jupiter. Click on the play button to... You have selected Jupiter. The Voyager probe allowed us to learn amazing things about the planet Jupiter. Scientists were able to see Jupiter's great red spot. All of us are, in fact, travelers in space. Can you pick out the inventor, Leeuwenhoek? Not quite. Try another choice. Try again. Keep looking. Correct. Leeuwenhoek revealed an extraordinary world when he used his skills as a lens maker to create the microscope. Pick out the scientist, Newton. Try again. Right. Sir Isaac Newton's observations led him to discover... Can you pick out the discoverer, Lavoisier?
Which of these is Einstein? Correct. Albert Einstein was the great physicist who developed the theory of relativity. Which one of these is Patterson, a specialist in interspecies communication? Warning! Exploration of the Discoverer's reference section will greatly enhance your ability to play this game.
Welcome to the Miss Discovery game, the game where you learn about famous bloopers in the world of discovery. Drive through the halls of Miss Discovery, then read the text windows which pop up as you approach the room of decision. Drive up to the Return to Movie button and click on it.
In Earth's nighttime skies, I have observed the moon, stars, sun, and the planets.
When you are finished reading, click the box away and drive forward.
These heavenly bodies arc through the skies in circular paths, whirling around us each. The heavenly bodies whirl around the center.
Drive forward into the room of discovery. Then,
in Earth's nighttime skies, I have observed the moon, at the center of the
We are all discoverers, piecing together the puzzle for the first time.
2 hours and 15 minutes until total eclipse. All telescopes ready.
We may have more sophisticated tools, but our work builds directly on observations going back to the Arabs in Spain 800 years ago.
الأرض الذي تعكس الظل فقط.
Look up at the pool of the sun. The corona is huge.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Totalité!
There is nothing like that. That special feeling that you get at the moment of discovery.
This man came to me, tall and brooding, demanding to know my secrets and to see my maps for crossing the great ocean. He was sent to me by King Charles himself, this crazy man, Fernando Magellan. He had enticed the king with a wild rumor about El Paseo, a way to reach the riches of the East by sailing west. Columbus proved such talk is foolishness. Everyone knows the way is blocked by the great southern continent and guarded by dragons and giants with 4 arms.
A year under sail. We have traveled down the coast farther south than Columbus or any other has ever sailed. We chart our own way, past bays and mighty rivers, but find none that lead through to the great South Sea. For days when we had nothing else, we ate wild celery. Then God sent us strange birds that cannot fly but swim like fishes. They had the sweet taste of chicken. I have found a broad passage, deeper than the lead line can measure. As we sail far into the strait, the water still tastes of salt, promising a new ocean beyond. The great South Sea. But which way in this treacherous maze of rocks and currents? I have already lost 1 ship on the reefs. I cannot afford to lose another. Better to send what I can afford to lose. Better to risk one of our small boats.
Señor, a vuestras órdenes. Que Dios os ayude y os guíe para que encontréis el paso. Todo depende de vuestra merced. ¡Señor!
If I can trust any man, it is Alguacil Espinosa.
El Mar del Sur!
I swore to Captain General Magellan I would not return until I saw the Great South Sea. We follow a desolate waterway, such as no Christian has seen before. It is as if we travel beyond the laws of God. The currents threaten our small boat, but they carry promising news. This passage is no river. Just as these waters carry us from one ocean, they must lead us to another. When I returned with news of passage to the Great South Sea, Captain General Magellan wept for joy. But he proved that no place on Earth is beyond the reach of man.
Minus 1 minute 50 seconds and counting. Go for auto sequence start.
NASA's Magellan spacecraft was launched from the space shuttle over a year ago.
Magellan is deployed.
Now, it's approaching Venus, 147 million miles away. After the Sun and the Moon, Venus is the brightest object in our night sky. By studying the geology of Venus, we can learn more about our own planet. Here at the Goldstone Deep Space Communications Station in the California desert, we're waiting to receive the first signal from Magellan as it begins to map the planet. This is a critical moment. I'm Ellen Stofan. I'm part of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory team studying Venus. Once the spacecraft started mapping the planet's surface, it took the computers a few hours to process the data, while we all held our breath. Finally, Steve Saunders called at 4 a.m. and said the radar team had processed the data. They were getting their first look, the first high-resolution images ever taken of Venus.
Ellen,
Hi.
look at this.
Oh my God.
Look at it looks really good. These are the fracture system coming out of the bonnet.
Oh wow, that's incredible. Look at that. About 100 scientists have been working on this project, some for 8 years, waiting for this moment. These look like aerial photographs, but they're not. There's no camera involved. Magellan uses radar to pierce the clouds and map Venus in these long, narrow strips, which we sometimes call noodles. It's not like work, it's like trying to build a jigsaw puzzle. I'm studying a deep canyon on the rim of Artemis Corona, trying to figure out how it was formed. That would give us clues to understanding the geology of the planet. Eric DeYoung devised a way to use the computer data to actually fly us over the surface of the planet so I could really see the geology of the Artemis Trough. Eric, how fast are we going? When I first saw this three-dimensional view of Venus, it really helped me start to understand what formed these complex surface features. Look at the asymmetry. The side is so much higher than the outboard side of the trough. I wonder if there's some sort of zone of underthrusting or something going on here. We've nicknamed these pancake domes. They're made of thick lava flows. They're similar to the Inyo domes near Mammoth, California. What causes an earthquake? Why do volcanoes erupt? Were these rocky domes on Earth created by the same kind of volcanic flows that formed the pancake domes on Venus? Studying the Magellan data really gives us new insights into the basic processes that shape Venus and the Earth. Magellan has given us more data than all our other space probes combined. 20 years from now, my daughter may be exploring the same Magellan data to make new discoveries about Earth.
I wanted to help my father explore the cave. He said it was dangerous, but I told him 2 lanterns are better than 1. For days, my father was digging in a cave where he said ape-men lived thousands of years ago. I wondered how these cave dwellers looked. Could they talk? My father said they weren't really men.
O sea, que no tenían alma.
Is it true they had no souls?
Eso dice.
My father said that was right. They were more like animals. My father said to be careful. There might be holes in the floor or falling rocks. I promised to follow his first rule. Don't go far. I wanted to see what it felt like, being one of them, hiding here from hungry beasts.
¡María! ¿Estás bien?
Padre, bueyes.
No son bueyes, son bisontes.
I thought they were bulls, but Papa said they were wild buffalo. Bison. My father said bison haven't been in Spain for at least 10,000 years.
No ha habido bisontes en estas tierras de miles de años.
These animals were done by cavemen 10,000 years ago. No one has ever seen their paintings before. I knew that the creatures that created them had feelings like ours. They weren't ape men, they were people. They could think like us. Like us. Like us. Like us.
Intelligence is difficult to measure. We now know dolphins are remarkably intelligent creatures. But what kind of intelligence? I'm Lou Herman, and I've been studying the dolphin's abilities to learn to understand a simple language. We've created a special language of hand gestures here at the Kewalo Basin Marine Mammal Laboratory in Hawaii.
All right.
Okay.
Has anyone got an expert?
Yeah.
Let me know when you want me to get suited up for the video training.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll give you the time.
I'll meet you over by Station 3.
Come right up.
Video camera.
Look who's here, okay,
Hi there, Akei
Look
Kamai.
who's here.
How you doing? Hi. Okay. We believe that we've provided the first convincing evidence that an animal exposed to language can understand not only what words mean, but how word order changes that meaning. Dolphins can link words together, a key to intelligent thought.
Yeah.
Okay, you can play with them a bit and then we'll start the session. We cover Kristen's eyes so she can't give unintended messages through eye contact. If we give the dolphin a kea kamai, the sequence of gestures meaning surfboard, person, fetch, she understands that she is to find the person in the tank and carry that person to the surfboard, and not the surfboard to the person.
Surfboard person fetch.
Word order makes a difference.
Hey, well done. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Give me this.
These dolphins are not just performing tricks like circus animals.
Very good. Up, up, up.
they're able to follow a completely new, unfamiliar instruction because they understand the language. Once we discovered this ability, we asked ourselves whether dolphins could comprehend even more abstract forms of communication. Could a dolphin understand gestures given through TV images? Not a live train or a tank side.
Spiral jump.
But a flat, flickering image of a trainer, 12 inches high. There she goes. She did it.
Very good, that's correct.
Spiral jump completed.
Okay. That is correct, right.
Prepare for the next sentence.
Send her back to station. We then wondered how abstract this image could be and still be understood. We tried showing only two spheres moving about in black space, tracing out gestures as the trainer's arms and hands normally would.
Attention. Hoop through. Ready.
A Kekamai can read these abstract moving spheres better than I can. To truly understand these wonderful creatures, it's not enough to teach them our idea of language. We must also learn theirs, to learn how they communicate in their own world. This is a new frontier, unexplored territory, and I like that. It means I can follow my imagination wherever it leads me. All I have to do is ask the right questions.
Are light and color two different quantities? Why the shimmer of a butterfly's wing? The ancients say that light is colorless, but what then is a rainbow? These hold the key to the contemplation of colors. My design is not to explain the properties of light by hypotheses, but to propose and prove them by reason and experiment. The prism bends light, but it bends light of different colors by different amounts. Is this the secret of the rainbow? If color resides in the object, why does a white feather take on many colors when I view it through a prism? Mother, put out the candles, and I will show you the light as you've never seen before. White light holds within itself all the colors of the rainbow.
These colors reside in the prism. The glass provides the color.
I can prove otherwise with a second prism. White light consists of rays of different color.
You have taken light to pieces.
And put it back together.
In Incredible. Incredible.
The most spectacular light show on Earth, the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. We know what causes them, but there's still a lot we don't understand. I'm Bob Ether. I've spent 30 years studying this phenomenon. I'm being flown 300 miles into the Alaskan wilderness so I can observe the aurora from near the Arctic Circle. This year will be lined up perfectly with the satellite. We do this in winter when the nights are 20 hours long, so we've only got 4 hours of daylight to cross the highest mountains in North America and find our campsite. Now all we have to do is sit under the satellite and wait. We've given ourselves 2 months.
Just got word from Colorado. There's a major solar disturbance just a couple hours ago.
So that gives us about 2 days. Let's pray for clear skies. We're using the visible aurora to understand more about the invisible magnetic field that surrounds the Earth. The story really starts with the sun, which boils off a stream of electrical particles into space. Some of these particles are trapped by the Earth's magnetic field and then guided to polar regions where they collide with the atmosphere, and that's what generates the aurora. The most intense aurora are caused by giant solar storms, which can explode with a force of 10 million hydrogen bombs, shooting flares 40,000 miles into space. Comparing our readings and photographs with the satellite data will help us piece together the puzzle.
That was Boulder. They just read the satellite printout. The magnetic field is still picking up rapidly, and particle energies are way up.
Good. We'll be ready.
We're getting tremendously rapid variations with energies in the range of 3 to 50.
The Earth's magnetic field stores charged particles from the sun for hours or even days. Then suddenly, and we don't yet know what triggers it, the particles explode into the atmosphere. To medieval Europeans, this strange luminance foretold war or the death of kings. But to me, these ray-like structures of the aurora trace out a picture of the Earth's magnetic field, 100 miles high and 1,000 miles wide. That's the science of it, but I know I'm a very lucky man to be out here on nights like this. When people ask me what I do, I say my job is to see what others have seen, but to try to find something new in it. My work is based on the people who went before me. It's really one generation building on the last. What Isaac Newton called standing on the shoulders of giants.
To myself, I seem to have been only like a boy playing on a seashore, and diverting myself in now and then finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me.
We're trying to understand how the solar system works, how the universe works, where the Earth came from and how it formed, how it evolved. We want to push the edges of what we see around us, and that's why I love it. That's the fundamental challenge of science.
When you work with dolphins, you can really see them trying to solve a problem, to prospect, to figure things out. We aren't the only creatures with the desire to know. We are all explorers.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, go.
1. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time.
At the center
All of us are, in fact,